friend Susanna Haney. I'm Jamie. Hi. It's nice to meet you. This is a podcast where I take an adult edible and then I interview one of my friends or a stranger or just whatever. But the whole point is that I am high and they are just living their best lives in whatever they want to. People can see this. Can you hear this is the question. So anyway, this is Susanna. Hi, Susanna.
Hey,
How are you doing?
doing good.
What is it that you actually do?
I help people actually move forward with their life in terms of finding a place to live where they're happy and whatever they had in mind, whether that's selling where they are now or just buying.
So you think that you like that's kind of cool if you think about it, because suddenly your job, which is realtor, suddenly becomes you basically change people's lives like on the daily.
Yeah, I think so.
And not always for the good. I could see where you're like always have to help people through things.
It's always for the good.
Is it?
Yes. In the end, it's all good. If it's not good, it's not the end.
You don't stop.
No, it has to be right. We've had, especially when was it last year? The last 3 years when real estate was really tough.
Yeah.
We've had at times 8, 9, 10 offers, and I had buyers say, "Oh, so sorry, you have to write up all the offers." I'm like, no, if it's not right, it's not for you.
It's really interesting that you said that, because I was so weird about that when I was buying my house with you, because I'll tell the story just really quickly, is that I basically told Suzanne we could buy a house anywhere in all of Colorado, that I was willing to look anywhere. We looked all over and I bought the apartment next door to my apartment.
Yes.
So not only did she not get to sell my apartment, but she just bought the one next door. So I do owe her one house sale.
Nope, you don't. I'm just super. I'm telling you, I'm just glad when you find.
I just realized you sold me this, and you haven't even really. This is it.
Yeah.
Did you even know it was gonna? This is really cool, right?
Oh my gosh! When I walked in here, that was the first time I had actually seen one of those lofts.
Really?
And
the very first time.
And I was in love. Absolutely.
I live in this really cool place in downtown Colorado Springs. It's a city loft, and my view out on the balcony is Pikes Peak. So literally, it's the coolest.
Watch the weather come in over Pikes Peak,
dude. So the
storm,
3 nights of the storm at 4:20 randomly. It was just crazy every day at 4:20. I just went out on the balcony and just watched for 20 minutes or so. Just watched the steam come off the power plant into the sunset behind Pikes Peak. And I'm like, I live here. So you gave me that.
Oh,
yeah.
You make the decision. And that's what it's about. We can always say, I'm a real estate agent. I help you sell, buy a house, blah, blah, blah. But the way I look at it, it's a dream. Yeah. It's a destination that you have a destination, and I'm here to help you to facilitate getting to that
and to do it within my budget. Because what was so cool is we actually did this in a way that I ended up getting to spend budget on renovation. I have a professional, I just paid it today, part of the budget that was left over, a professional lighting lady who came here, and we would look good right now. Instead of looking washed out like we do, we have real lighting coming, so that when we do this, we're going to look totally hot and awesome instead. Nice. I know. I'm very happy about it. So that was part of the budget that you gave me.
Oh, there you go. See?
Yeah. And this was Kevin's idea, actually, to turn the second kitchen into my studio, because he was like, it's not like we even use the first kitchen anyway. That's really just where we keep all our takeout. So, I'm very excited about my house. Can you guys tell?
Yeah, but the location is really cool. This house has so much history, and since I'm geeking out a little bit on Colorado Springs,
you're obsessed with it, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Me too.
But I'm just at the beginning, so every time I turn over a page in my book, I'm like,
what? Yes. No, I know, it's really cool here.
So this was actually previously a department store.
Yes,
the Giddings.
And yes, we're going to cut out which department store it was, because I live there. But yes, it was actually, I don't think so. Yeah. Honestly, at this point, if people haven't figured out where I live, they're not paying attention.
Yes.
That's the way I look at it.
That's pretty easy.
And and that's why we do live in a secure building and everything. That is a lot nicer than when I've actually done the suburb thing, and it's hard because I've totally had people stop by and I'm like, hey, how'd you find me? So, yeah.
I looked you up here and there.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, it's obvious. You just type my name on the internet, and of
You
course,
popped up.
I popped up immediately. So,
Yeah.
how do you guys feel about that? Like when you're helping people move and they're trying to disappear. Have you ever had that before?
No,
You've
No.
never had anybody just be like, I'm getting away from life or
No.
anything?
no.
What's the coolest thing you've ever done that you could say without saying? Because I know there's like confidentialities.
Coolest thing. I can't really think of anything. That's cool. I've had some cool properties before.
Yeah.
And they end up being just specialty. Oh gosh, showing houses is just the best.
Okay. Why?
Because you get a glimpse, unless it's been completely staged and depersonalized, but you get a glimpse into people's life.
We actually walked in on two people having a time in the bathtub together once.
What?
Yes. So I just remembered this. This was like my
close the door.
No, but this was my ex-husband and I were buying a house, and there was like us and then the realtor, and this guy's name was Mike Tobin, and I have no idea why I remember his name. It's just the coolest name ever. But Mike walks in, he's like, oh, and I hear these splashes coming from these people, and suddenly just streaks of bodies like running all over the place, and he comes out and they were in the bathtub. We were like, cool. So have you ever walked in?
Nothing like that. We walked in, people sleeping.
I bet that's weird.
Oh gosh, yes.
What do you do?
You just continue showing the house unless the buyers are like, we're done.
Okay.
So that happens for sure. But going into a house that is like an octagon house, and oh gosh, and then you have to evaluate it.
Yeah.
With the only octagon house in the place.
Yeah.
I mean, in the area.
So that's a thing, right? Like you have to pick out like what a house is supposed to cost. You have a hard job.
It can be, absolutely. Yeah.
So why should people like use a realtor instead of just doing it on their own? I'm curious to know.
Well, there's a knowledge gap, first of all. The internet for sure can teach you a lot, what you need to know.
Yeah.
There are also attorneys. The problem with attorneys is they can actually screw up a deal too. And
is an attorney a thing? I could call an attorney and have them like, okay.
And what they would just do, they would just fill out the paperwork.
Okay.
And maybe explain something in the paperwork. But every time you pick up the phone to ask them a question,
they cost you money. I know about that. I've gone through a
cost you
divorce
money.
before. Yeah, that's the thing.
So whenever I've had a realtor, a lawyer, an attorney involved on the other side, we got some ridiculous requests. Oh, you need to add that. We have a pretty straightforward contract.
Like whenever we did it, it basically is like sign this, and that's how I've always done it. Like I don't ever. Every once in a while, I'm
You read it, right?
Oh yeah, like over and over again. It was like I was my nighttime like reading. It's like what I did.
Sleepless nights.
I'm gonna even tell you that it was me who signed that. We're gonna pretend like I was the one who actually signed my name to all this documents. One time we were selling a house and we were buying a house and my husband had to sign my name for me. I was out of town and it was like the longest name ever. It's like Jamie Gomes - Harrington in lieu of as power of attorney for all for purpose. He was so mad at me. I was like, man, so sorry. Yeah. So we actually did the coolest thing ever with you, which was Oktoberfest.
Oh.
But I think we need to explain it though, because you're actually from Germany.
Yes, I was born and raised there, and I came over 1995, so I was 27.
Really?
Yeah, now you can do the math. But
I don't have to do the math. I already know. So.
Yeah.
Same age. We're a generation of X's. It's fine.
Yes. The forgotten generation's what I call it now, because nobody gives a crap about us.
Man, it sure is cool.
It can be. Yeah.
I think it's awesome. I like just watch it all happen. I'm like, LOL, you guys have fun because we're just doing whatever. We're doing whatever we want.
Yeah, at the same time, we get stuck. We're the sandwich generation. Did you know that?
But I think if we can use it to just fly under the radar and literally we could wreak havoc. We could
and they blame the other generation.
They're going to blame other people and we can do whatever we want. If we decide we want to change the world secretly, we can. And I feel like we could actually do it on Facebook because we're the only ones on Facebook. Everyone else is not there. I'm like, you don't understand. Like the boomers are done now because they had their political fights and they just got tired and took a nap.
Oh,
Yeah, we're like, it's good, guys, but y'all need to go find Facebook. Just put them all in jail. And so now I'm like, it's, and then like, even like millennial down, they went like Insta TikTok. So it's just us. It's like this safe haven where we can just do what we want.
It has gotten much more quieter.
Man, since the panoramic.
2020.
Yeah.
So it's gotten more quiet.
And it's just, I would say that it's finally starting to feel like there's a community again, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about, that's totally, my phone buzzing is going to be in our podcast. I'm sorry, guys. We're just going to have, I'll figure that out for next time. But yeah, I think it's really neat that we have the community.
Yeah.
And then you can connect with people from Germany that way.
Yeah. Yep. That's what we do. I have friends, even though I think each country has different, I guess, social rules on how they interact with social media.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think Germans, even though they go online, I think there's a larger majority being just lurkers, less posters.
I had no idea.
And yeah, and kids posting pictures of kids, it's just not a thing.
Really?
It's not that it's prohibited. It's just
they just don't do it.
You just don't do that. And
okay.
Yeah, and they use maybe not the correct names, not their real names.
Okay. And that was a big thing on Facebook for a while, like forcing everybody to use our actual names. And that was really frustrating for people. But
they don't do that anymore.
Yeah. And I guess that was almost, everybody was mostly doing that here. So everybody was like, huh? But then I guess in other places, that's not necessarily the case.
Yeah.
So it's more of an effort to remain hidden.
Yeah, I think so. Okay. So. My opinion is if somebody wants to find you, they will.
And so I made that choice like several years ago as someone who lives their life like on social media, is that it's a lot easier for me to just say it and then try to hide it and just be aware that it's out there.
Yeah.
And I guess that's probably how it is for you as a realtor. I have a realtor friend who had a situation, like had a stalker on her kid because of her.
And that's a big thing.
Yeah.
Realtor safety. I mean, we have these open houses where they're usually by ourselves. It's an issue.
Yeah.
And I've had it before where I asked my son or even my husband to come with me, just sit in the car. I've never met these people. It's
right.
9 o'clock at night.
Right.
Yes. Just be there.
And that's true because I'm thinking about it. And like my realtor, her daughter was one of my Girl Scouts. So we didn't have that discussion.
Yeah.
But yeah, we didn't really know you at first. And you're right. And so you just have that's a good idea. But that is a little bit scary. You guys have that's a frightening part of I remember one time I went into a house with a realtor and it was definitely a haunted house. And I was like, I want to go. This place definitely is haunted. And she was like, yeah, me too.
Oh, sellers don't have to disclose that. If they feel a house is haunted or or somebody has died in a house.
You don't have to disclose
it. You don't have to disclose
What if they were murdered?
You don't have to disclose it. You can find out about it, but
okay.
You don't have to disclose it. Now, I often have sellers ask me, should we disclose? And I'm like, nobody's ever been sued over honestly disclosing too much.
So you might as well say it.
Yeah. Plus, here's the thing. People go online. You like a house, you Googled everything before you purchased the other one. You Google everything.
That's true. I know every single person who's ever lived here and everything that's ever happened here.
You come across that information online. You're like,
why didn't you say something?
Or now I don't want to buy and we're halfway through the transaction. And I'm like,
and what if you had just known? Because what would you rather get halfway through the transaction? Because there's plenty of people who don't care. Yeah. I understand what you're saying. No, so now, because like my building used to be a morgue.
Yes.
So you didn't need to disclose to me that there were dead bodies here at one point. I was fully aware.
Long time
ago. Yeah, I was fully aware of the dead bodies. But yeah, and they're definitely still hanging out around here, I'm pretty sure. But it's cool, it's whatever. It's not spooky here at all. Yeah, it's totally spooky a little bit.
Back to coming from Germany.
Yeah, I want to talk about that.
Yeah, my husband was in the military. And we met in Germany.
Okay.
And then 1997 is actually when I officially came over. And
okay.
I had 2 more kids. Came of all places, we came to North Carolina first.
Okay.
And then North Carolina, Virginia. And then we came to Colorado.
What made you come here? Was it the military? Okay.
Yeah, the military. And that was about the best thing that's ever happened to us.
Yeah.
Colorado
was great.
Yeah, Colorado was just awesome. And so we were here for 5 years. And they're also great services. I have a daughter with Down syndrome, and they were just great services for her here.
I have heard that from several people because I used to be a teacher, so I talked to a lot of people about kids stuff, and I've just heard that the services for any sort of like anything that would be like a 405 need or whatever, they're just super good.
Is it ideal or perfect? Probably not, but it's better than where it's North Carolina.
But are they
was-
trying? I
Yeah,
just
I
I
think so.
appreciate
I
when they're
think
trying.
so.
And that's the thing. I worked with kids and I had a student who was severely autistic, and it was the last year I taught, and it ended up going to court and everything. And I can say that. But I just remember how hard I was trying, and I felt like other people weren't trying. And I remember saying that. And I'm just really glad to hear that you feel like there's more people trying here.
Compared to where I was before, yes, this was better. So I did speak English when I came over already, but it was still somewhat of a culture shock. You come to a country, it's different when you speak the language and you're just here for a little while, but when you actually have to get into the healthcare system, and then you have a child with disabilities, and then you have to get into all that was difficult. And I had 3 kids under 5. What was I thinking?
Man, and you came here, you were like, yeah, that's what I want to do. No, I get it. But I think that one of the interesting thing is like, so I had people I could turn to and be like, what do you do when X happens? You didn't have that. So
because I didn't have any kind of support system. I did end up finding a German group.
Really?
And yes, because in Fayetteville, North Carolina, it's all military, and there were a lot of us.
Yeah. Oh, I can't imagine. Yeah. Crazy.
And so we had a group, and that's where I found some support.
Yeah.
So that was good. And then moving to Virginia was a little bit better. And then moving here was a whole lot better. Then we had to move away again. Then we came back. And that was when we retired then.
And you retired to here. You moved, so you moved away from here, and did you come back and then retire, or did you choose to retire?
We came back, and then we knew we were going to retire, and they just sent us back here, which is, we chose to come back here as our last station so that they could just grab all of our junk.
Oh yeah. Can you guys take all of our stuff oh my gosh. Yeah. We just moved states. It was wow. That was also part of the expensive. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was in 2010.
Oh my gosh. You've been here a while.
It's forever.
So how has it changed though? I'm curious. What do you think is because I hear people are always like traffic.
Yeah, of course. More people. We grew
traffic's insane here.
Now it is. Yeah. We grew from 400 to now 650 or
that's a lot of people.
Like it is a lot of people, but I live in the southwest of Colorado Springs.
You live where you live is gorgeous.
Which is it's just not growing anymore. They're filling it in, but it's not growing anymore. So you know what you get. This is it. You can't expand because you have the mountains there.
That's what my husband and I, when we looked, that's the only place we would look other than downtown, because we felt like if you go north, you have no idea what's going on. But down there's nowhere else to go.
This is what you
get what you get. Yeah. Because like your view is your view, unless something crazy happens and somebody just puts a pipe up in the way or something.
But, and you saw the apartment buildings that have been built just in the time that you were here.
Yes.
So we have a lot of density going into Colorado Springs downtown, which of course increases the traffic, makes it so much more better. Did I just say that?
So much more better.
So much more better.
Yeah.
To just be able to walking distance. The German coming out.
Yeah, it's fine. That's what we call that. Nope. I feel like politically I'm saying I'm going to abstain from the joke. That was about to That feels like the only choice during these trying times. Oh my gosh. No, but what is cool about downtown is you're right, because now as we get more apartments, well, that means like more stuff is going to be open after 2 p.m. That's the worst part about downtown.
Yes, maybe even after 1 a.m.
Man, so there's a rumor. There's a big
so that
rumor.
They don't roll up the sidewalk.
There's a big rumor. No, it's funny that you say that, because literally right now outside of my door is a rolled up sidewalk because they're redoing the entire thing. And
did you hear about the gas leak?
No, what?
Cascade and just down there, they were shutting down the whole area because there was a gas leak. That's the first thing I looked. It's like, where is it?
I
Does Jamie have to leave again?
guarantee you that it is related to the like. They're doing so much stuff down here. At one point, they were doing sump pumps. Do you understand? They were like, so they were taking these big like wires and hoops and stuff, and just tape and these big pipes, and they were just like wrapping them up around buildings so that the water could be high up enough that it would suck the pump out of the main water line. That is how the city of Colorado Springs was handling the situation. No, but okay, La Bee is like this. What is it called? It's a boobies. It's not boobies.
No,
but it
it's
starts.
burlesque.
Yeah, it doesn't start with a
burlesque
C at all.
one.
It starts with a B. Yeah.
It was close to a C.
Yeah,
so
it was one of the
counts.
letters. But yeah, so literally like it was like wrapped around at one point, like the little bee with the boobies.
Well,
Oh
they had a coffin at the coffin races.
really?
So
They're
they're
so cute, actually. I've never been. Have you been?
Yeah, this last weekend.
How was it?
It was awesome.
I need to go.
And it was the first time in 13 years. So we were like, okay, we just have to go. And it was fun. I'm literally, the sky opened up and the sun was shining, but
Yeah.
we had 50 coffins.
Seriously.
So, yeah. So we have a coffin race in Manitou Springs.
Yes.
Emma Crawford and
The Emma Crawford coffin races, right?
Yes. And it always happens at
Halloween time.
Yes, because so she came from the East Coast to Manitou Springs. She
Yeah.
loved it here so much. She had to be like everybody else that came to Colorado Springs in those days. And she recovered some, but then ended up dying, of course, like we all do.
Yeah.
And was buried on top of a mountain according to her requests. It was raining a lot. At
Wait,
one point,
what?
it was raining so much that the coffin was just dislodged out of wherever she was buried, and it basically
No, her actual coffin is the reason the coffin races exist.
Yes, and it slipped down.
I am way too high for this
and
right
it
now.
slipped down the mountain. So that's the story. Anyways, and it slipped down the mountainside, and not ever since then in the 80s or whenever they started the coffin races, which
Like
I think is
in
the
her honor. This is the coolest. I love Colorado so much. Like that story is so good.
Yes, and
Okay, I love it here.
and Manitou
Hashtag Colorado.
Springs- Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Totally. And Manitou Springs just has a lot of those.
Man, it's got like secret
Stories
mineral
and-
water. Have you read about like the secret magic properties of the water?
Oh yeah,
Have you drank it?
Yeah.
I haven't drank it. I need to go drink the secret water.
yeah. You
We
probably
should
won't
do that on
like
my
it.
we should do that on like I'm following Kevin around.
Yeah.
Literally trying to get killed by my husband right now. Hi. I'm following Kevin around and annoying him. It's just it's my Snapchat glasses where it's just him being like, go away. Stop. Find something else to do. It's funny because don't you do the same thing to your husband though? Or just, what are you doing?
No.
More?
No.
No.
Well, I'm like, what are you doing? But I'm like, then just keep on doing it.
I'm gonna go find something.
I'm gonna go with that way. You know?
I always really, I think though, like Kevin is worried about leaving me alone for too long because if he comes in here, I've broken something. That's the concern. Like I'm like a child, and that like, he comes in 45 minutes, and but like, why did you take the whole bar apart? What were you doing? And I'm like, there's this weird rattle in there, but like I found it, but now I have no idea how to put all this back together. So do you have any glue? And I'm gonna go in the other room.
But that's we love our husbands because they fix stuff.
Man, I don't know.
Mine does anyways.
Mine does too.
So,
like, yeah, that's important. And hang stuff on the walls.
Did you see the last project that we did? He did technically
Mm-mm.
in our house. We have a wall where he put up these wood pieces, and it looked like slats.
No, okay.
And I told him like a year ago about it, and he's cost this much in Home Depot. I don't want to spend that. And then he just came across a dude in Pueblo that was giving us all the slats for $100, and they were all ready to go.
And he was like, okay.
And I said, here's the paint for behind those slats. And so I told him what I liked, and then he goes and does it after a while anyways.
Yeah, after a little bit. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
But
So he fixes stuff.
yeah, I like when they fix stuff. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
This is actually, he's gonna drill holes so that none of my cords show.
That's cool.
I know I'm really excited about it, but I have to figure out where my cords go first.
Yeah.
Is what he told
That would
me.
be good.
Yeah, he's because otherwise it's gonna look like Swiss cheese. I'm like, wait, I want it here. No, wait. He's like, no, you have to, wherever.
First,
He
you
says
need
it
to-
has to be 30 solid days, which
Okay.
I think is fair.
Yeah.
Because anything I would keep in place for 30 days, I'm never moving again.
Yeah, that is very fair. to
Yeah.
say. And I get that.
Yeah.
Totally get that. So yeah, coffin race is totally awesome. Manitou Springs. Oh yeah, I mean we have Mardi Gras parade.
We have Mardi Gras.
Manitou Springs, girlfriend.
I love it here.
Yeah.
Okay, so
The Colorado version of Mardi Gras. Don't.
there's probably less boobies. I don't know. It's Colorado.
No.
It's really cold though, so nobody's pulling their boobies out in February in Colorado. Trust me on this, y'all. It's cold here though.
It was the last few days, but right
Ooh.
now we have.
It's beautiful now. No, it's
62.
beautiful now.
So yeah.
Yeah, but like, dude, I was wearing a lot of clothes the last.
I know. I followed you. What you were saying is, I need more clothes and I need functional but cute. And I'm like, oh, just go for functional.
I know, but I also wanted. I'm working. I think I bought the functional stuff, so I'm not going to be cold. I think that's the first move. And then now I'm shopping for like the cute stuff. But I have some boots. Like these are my cute boots. Like these boots are my like cute Uggs.
Look how flexible you are.
Yeah. My husband's 14 years younger than me. So anyway, I'm just gonna be honest about that. You step into that arena. You just gotta be ready to
Live
compete.
up to it.
You have to be willing to compete. Okay. It's part of life. It's just what it is. There's not a lot I can do about it. Man,
Hi, Kevin, look how flexible.
I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah. So just FYI on that. He's hilarious. I know. But wait, your husband flies planes though, right?
Yeah, his long dream was to get his pilot's license.
I want to get my pilot's license, but I'm scared of being in planes. So
Oh, that's a problem.
that's okay.
When you're trying to fly and being scared of
Also, I'm
flying.
claustrophobic,
Okay.
but I still think it would be cool. So
Tough decision.
you've been up in like a tiny plane.
Yeah, and it's fine. Every once in a while. So with everybody that flies with him, okay, fly it. And I'm like, no, I just want to look. You do what you do.
He would let me fly it. I could just like,
Yeah,
but he's there flying it in
well,
case I do
he
anything
could,
stupid.
yeah. So he just says, just hold it.
And I could just hold it and be in the air. So I would be like in charge of being in the air. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you could.
I would be like, it would be, oh, I'm going to throw up.
Then he can take over. It's all good. Here's the bag.
That's a lot, actually. Have you thrown up on a plane?
Mm-mm. No, it doesn't do anything.
Not at all. So I actually don't get plane sick, but I can get car sick.
Yeah, me too.
Really? That's interesting. I
Mhm.
wonder if it's like something in our brains.
When I read, usually I'm sick right after I decided to read, be it on
And then I
phone or
look
book
up
or
and
magazine.
I'm like, if I go back down immediately, I'm fine. But if I'm reading, right? I'm either reading or not reading, but you can't be doing both.
Yeah, that's what I usually do.
My daughter has these glasses that have like an ocean in them. That's probably going to be a reel later. I'm just going to pretend like that didn't happen. She's going to be so mad at me too. She's going to be like, Mom, do not tell people about my glasses. But they actually keep you from not being like not getting car sick at all, no matter how you wear them. They're really cool, actually.
What?
So yeah, they're really cool. Man, I think I just got.
Oh, who cares that there's an ocean in there?
No, that's what, like, you can wear them for any amount of time.
Oh,
and
your eyes look better, by the way, too.
Oh, from when I messed them up?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was dumb.
Shit, we do.
Yeah, I know. Like, this is the thing. I'm like, it was like a Tuesday, and I was like, man, I'm really bored. And the beauty bar is next door. So this is a problem, because if Kevin's out doing whatever he wants on a Tuesday and I'm bored, and usually they have
Goes
an
to your
appointment.
friend.
Yeah, I have friends at the beauty bar, and so I just go over there and I'm like, what do they have an appointment for? She's like, lashes. I'm like, sure. Is that how it went? I've had them before a lot, and I love lashes, but I also know that I knew better than to use the glue that I chose.
Yeah.
But I was like, it's been forever. It'll be fine.
But it wasn't.
Always go sensitive glue on them if you're going to do it.
Okay.
They're fun, but they're also like, you can't touch your eyes. So you're like that all the time.
Yeah.
And people think you're crazy.
Looks awesome, though.
Yeah, they're pretty. And they like, but then see, I just messed one up. Now I'll be doing this for hours. I don't know. You can't stop playing with them. That's the problem.
Are they heavy?
No, but I've worn them before. This is actually a light. I used to just go, you couldn't even see my eyes.
I wondered about that when I saw ladies with these ginormous
They can, and the worst is when they're touching your eyes. When like they touch your glasses. I can't do that. I'm literally
never give that any thought.
you're just like this the whole time. And I'm like, I have to be able to see. So I have to put my glasses on to read and stuff. Because I'm still in the place in my life where if I'm wearing my glasses, I can read my phone.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not ready to move the text size up yet. That's where I am. Now, is it up a little bit? Yes. Flip a little bit. Is it up higher than Kevin's? It is. But it's not like as big as it could be. I'm like one step.
I'm at the point where I just need a lot of light. So I can read small. I just need light.
So I turned my flashlight on at the restaurant the other day. And Kevin goes, I'll just read you the menu. I swear to God, turn that off right now.
For what it's worth, I have taken pictures before and then looked at the pictures and then enlarged. And
wait,
I'm like, okay.
This is a secret, right? That's a
Is
hack.
it?
That's a hack.
No, that's just
Think
you
about
could,
it.
You could also just download the magnifying glass app.
I've heard about that app that you just, and it just magnifies.
Yeah,
everything.
my son installed that on my uncle. He's 85.
Oh, okay.
On my uncle's phone, so that he's so proud too. A German uncle.
Yeah.
It's just so funny. So he has Google now.
Okay.
Okay, Google.
Okay.
Google.
Does it work?
Yeah.
So it speaks German.
Well, because he has to, like you say, this and this 3 times. I guess
mine sounds country because I'm like, okay, Google. Yeah. All right.
Google. It was funny. But anyway, so he installed, my son installed for my uncle the app, the magnifying glass app, because he has really bad vision.
And so it works.
And it totally works. I'm not there yet, but I take pictures for the few moments where I need some.
But what about, does it magnify like objects?
Yeah.
Or just like,
whatever
we could look at jewelry with it and stuff. Like you could really look at like up close, like details on like
I don't know if there's a resolution of any.
Yeah. But type is so small. Man, I'm going to wait. We need to download the app. So everybody download the app and tell me if it works.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, right.
We'll put the link in the comments.
I refuse.
Yeah.
I need a little longer.
I'm going to do it because I am already getting multifocals.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. But they're cool because they're transition lenses too.
I wear only one contact lens.
Oh, okay. So
because one is for seeing far and the other one that doesn't have the contact lens.
This is what we're doing for beauty at these points in our life. We're like, I got it.
And if I did, wouldn't be the first time. Oh, and
yeah. Oh. Yeah. Oh, it says you're like a pirate. Arr. Arr.
What does it say?
Oh, I don't know what it says. Arr, I can't read. Arr. That's nice. So you're like, also it works for light. Pirates use it. That's why pirates do that.
Oh,
so that way their eye is adjusted to the dark when they go in. I learned that on the Pirates of the Caribbean. And,
really?
Yeah. So it might not be true.
It had to be there for a second.
No, but I think it actually is true. I feel like I looked it up later and it does actually make sense. So it may be true. And sometimes Disney's pretty accurate with that stuff. Like honestly, we're gonna find out if that's true. We'll also find out about
somebody goggle that.
Okay, goggle. Okay, goggle.
Goggle.
Yeah. It's like I'm gonna be careful. Our stuff is gonna start going off in here. There's like literally like 10 of them in here. I'm surprised we haven't set one off yet. That's because my thing is you're supposed to be country when you talk. Yeah, actually, I've literally heard Kevin before go higher voice country to get it to do something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I'm the one that trained
it.
You don't
have an accent though.
I worked really hard on that. Like I do if I'm tired. See, I just have one when there's words like the word I can't say is July.
Oh, really?
July. I always say July. I've been working on saying July.
Okay, so the funniest thing is I can't say marijuana.
Marijuana. Wait, is it just because the way you say it? It's because it's not an American word.
Yeah, I just can't.
Marijuana.
In German, it's marijuana. And so I'm like,
that's what it sounds like. Is it Spanish?
It's German. No, I don't know. I don't know where it comes
from. Marijuana. Say it in German.
When I say marijuana,
marijuana is how we would say it.
Yeah. So whenever I try to say it in English, then it's marijuana. Yeah, I can't say it.
You're actually better off just saying it in German. And people
really?
will think that you're saying it in like a cool way.
Yeah.
So if you just said it that way, that's how you can get away with that. From now on, you just say it in German.
Yeah, it's just weird words that I can't.
What's the weirdest thing about moving from Germany?
The weirdest thing. It's hard to say. There are a lot of weird things.
Yeah.
There are a lot of weird things. I think so. Germans are very upfront
Okay.
with things. So I think Americans, and so I just came back from Germany.
Yeah, you were just there.
Yes, and I visited my family, and I was there 2 years ago, so it hasn't been that long. But
yeah, but I think COVID time makes this time be so long. 2 years ago was a really long time ago.
Yeah. The difference in just politeness
Mm-hmm.
was huge. One time I stood in front of a shelf looking at products.
Yeah.
And I had somebody just go, whoop,
Really?
just stand right in front of me and didn't think a thing. It wasn't anything bad.
But like, I just don't even know how that works.
Or just being nice and hi, how are you? So at the same time, when you have Germans coming over to visit the United States, they're like, oh, Americans are just so superficial. You know?
Right.
That's why I never ask a German how they're doing, because they will tell you.
Right.
How are you?
Oh, really?
Let me tell you.
No.
My big toe.
Really? No.
Well,
Stop. That's funny. But like, no, we just all right. That's what we say. Oh, I'm okay. I'm doing all right. I could be better. That's when we do a lot.
Yeah, and we have that same in German too, but
Mhm.
it's just expressed differently.
I think that's really interesting because like my husband's mom is from Cabo Verde. And so I had to learn, and his dad's from Portugal. And like, it was weird to learn that like, they just think about things differently because you guys, when English isn't your first language, your brain processes things in just a little bit different way than my brain processes things.
I get so uptight over things. When we had to speak in Oktoberfest,
Yeah.
when we had the Oktoberfest, it's like, where are the RSVPs? I'm planning here.
But you know what though? You made us show up. No, stop. Literally, because something that's really hard for me.
We started at 7.
Oh, we were so late. But we were super late. But that was literally because of Kevin's lederhosen. I wish I was kidding. Literally, 45-minute adventure. We had no idea they were going to be so complicated.
Oh my gosh, because you couldn't get the straps?
Yeah, we had them on backwards for a little while. It was the whole thing. And apparently that's not where you tie them. Like
it's not where you have the flap, right?
So that's what we figured out. Oh my God. I'm dying. I totally forgot that. Like we were going to be on time. I was ready to go. I was 100% ready to go.
You look very authentic.
Thank you. I worked really hard on it. But Kevin literally, I even had my bow tied on the correct side and everything.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I did not mess around.
That's detail.
I don't screw around on this stuff. But then Kevin, of course, wants that same level of detail, but he has not tried any of it on we only know that it surface fits. That's as far as we got. And so, yeah, we were late because of Kevin's lederhosen.
And we should mention that when I have my Oktoberfest, so first of all, it's not just you go there and you eat something and you have small talk.
No, there were games.
Yes. And on the invitation, it said it starts at 6:30, I think. At 6:30, wear something German. So I left it up to people, but we had quite a few that actually lived up to the challenge.
There were a lot of people that were like really well dressed up. Now, of course, yours was authentic and real.
Dirndls.
Yes, the dirndl. Is that what we were wearing? Dirndls?
Not Kevin, but you were wearing.
I was wearing dirndl. Okay, yeah. But what were you wearing? You were wearing dirndl?
Dirndl.
And you had the necklace.
Yeah.
What's the deal with the necklace?
Nothing. It's just a pretty necklace.
It's okay. I was like, you don't wear them specifically at a certain time. It was gorgeous. So I was like, what is going on with? I was hoping it.
Yeah, Mom buys all that stuff, and then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and she's here,
and you're like, okay, yeah,
I
know. Same. I love jewelry. It's very shiny. That's my favorite. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, and glasses. People had to bring.
Oh, we had to bring our own steins. So that was a
steins, glasses, whatever, because I refused to pour beer into a red Solo cup my Oktoberfest.
Yeah, I do love a good. I know. If I was throwing a party, we'd be drinking out of some red Solo cups.
And that is
but that's not at an Oktoberfest. So I think at an Oktoberfest, you're correct. We drink out of the correct drinks. So
in the end, you can do what you want.
But you should know that like we went on a hunt for our steins, and it was like the best time. Like we had a great time. Like we literally are like looking for steins in our lives.
You gave me these glass mugs, and I'm like, you were supposed to bring only whatever you use. You don't. But supposed to gift them to me.
That was your present for buying our house.
Oh, I love
like
those.
that was actually
I
like
love them.
I was like, we're giving it to your friend, but I was like, it's actually your like thing because we literally so we closed like Thursday and went to your party on Saturday. So that was like my thanks for getting me my little
Oh.
loft here, which is really cute, by the way.
It's
But I
adorable.
just really like my loft. Okay, so I don't want to like make you sit here forever. So the question I have for you is, we're in an elevator and you want to tell me like what you were the most passionate about in your life.
Right.
And you have 5 flights to do it. Yes, right now, what is your passion?
My passion is actually getting myself through menopause.
Oh my God, right.
And
I'm just in the Perry.
And the reason I'm very passionate about that is because now at least we have some Facebook groups, there's some Instagram groups and so on, but I have to piece all this information together.
So I actually had this conversation with my OB.
And I hate it. And I know also that I cannot necessarily trust doctors to tell me everything.
Yes.
For one thing, they don't have the time to. They can't give me the spiel, but so I have to read and apply. It doesn't work for me. What works for me? And people make fun of the hot flashes. They suck.
They're awful. You wake up and I'm like, wait, cool. I took a shower last night. I totally got my hair ready enough that I could go through the next day and it just soaked. Forget this. I've got to start all
over again.
No, I know exactly. And so I was talking to my OB about this and I said, because it was whenever I had an endometrial ablation, and I said, why didn't somebody tell me about this 8 years ago? I'm so mad. Like I could have prevented myself from embarrassment and just pain and just hormones
and that is part of it.
It's like we were just taught not to talk about this so much that we're just not talking about it. Just PCOS. PCOS is what PCOS.
Yeah, PCOS. Yeah,
which I had.
Yeah.
And by the way, I've now decided that everybody who has PCOS is getting their gallbladders out. I think it's almost like a 100% thing.
Really?
Okay, listen, because when I got my gallbladder out, you know how like I have a lot of followers who are basically just like white middle-aged women. Like that's who it is, right? That's who's definitely my followers. 100% of them who said, I have PCOS and I have my gallbladder out. It was literally like, I was like, this is almost like enough to have a control group. Has anybody looked at this? And the thing is, no, all the studies are on this. I'm actually super passionate about this.
Wow. Yeah, because there is definitely that
like,
knowledge gap is there. And if there is something, you have to dig for it.
Yes. And then you're also, now you're in these groups and you're just listening to what other women say. And you're just, and it's the same thing with the gallbladder. It's like hormones and everything is connected. And then they're like, have you tried collagen? Have you tried this? Like I use the hormone that I use right now is Bijuva, and it is the best hormone, but it's prescription. And like most doctors don't even know. Yeah. Most doctors don't even know what I'm talking about when I talk about it. We switched to concierge doctor yesterday and it was the greatest move I've ever made.
Really?
Yeah. So like they're down here, it's like Peak Med. Man, you pay like this fee. And then basically if you get your labs done, you basically pay like what you should pay is what you're like. My labs are going to be like $100.
Yeah.
As opposed to, $2,800 or
2,800. Yeah, exactly.
And so it's really cool. So
the beginning of this year, I had my blood tested. And so I've always had issue with high cholesterol. And so now it shot through the roof, and I believe it has something to do with
hormones,
all that. Yes.
Yeah.
And the first thing they want to do is take statins. And I'm like, I don't. And so I had a few other tests done. I went to a homeopath, naturopath, and we did some more tests. And she's, no, actually you should be fine. And we did this heart thing where they check if you have any deposits. They're like, you're good.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, then maybe I can still work on things. You can improve on what you eat and more exercise.
And it's hard too, because now everything is harder as we got older. I think
it is. You got to resist chocolate.
I know, which I'm like, I think we can still have it. I think that's the key is I can totally try it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what, and like this, like we have lemonade, but like I'm done. But that's the key in life, I think. Is yes, we can still have it. Because it's weird how food makes me feel now too. I got older. Just as I think as I got older and then after surgery, sure. But even just as I got older, like a hamburger is not a food I need to eat.
That just started, right? It was like you were fine. Boom, surgery, right? Like that.
Yes, my gallbladder surgery.
I could not believe it. I was texting you. You're like, oh, sorry, I can't come. I'm in the ER getting surgery. And I'm like,
what?
Oh, you're just shitting me.
I thought I was kidding too. No, they came out of nowhere. I was like hanging out. Literally, I was out with friends the night before. Like I went to dinner And probably whatever I ate actually was like the
Trigger.
catalyst, but it was like any day. I'm glad it's done though. I've like actually like
How
when
do
I
you feel?
really good, but I didn't realize that's what the dull pain was in my back. I actually thought I was getting UTIs, and I kept going and I kept not having a UTI. And I was like, I thought we were about to have to start doing some tests, but it was all my gallbladder. So I'm actually like,
And you haven't had back pain.
totally fine now. I'm having pain like in a little bit where it happened, but
But isn't it interesting how it's all connected?
So
everything is connected, and I think we just don't know enough.
And they are not studying women.
No.
There's when they do these studies, a woman's body is just so much different than a man's body because we just have different pieces. I need them to
more
like
complicated.
Yes, I think we grow the babies.
Yeah, our plumbing is
and our plumbing is a lot. It's very intense, and I don't know actually which parts are more. I don't know a lot about the insides of humans. Only what I learned in high school biology and I guess college biology. But yeah, but the parts are like I need them to study based on the hormones that go through our body.
Yeah,
is what I want. That's super interesting that other women are feeling this way because that's exactly what my OB said too. I just feel like you guys don't know, and it's not. She's like, and I'll tell you if you ask. But you don't even know the questions to ask.
No, and that's the problem. That's how it is with everything in life. You have something that you just don't even know the questions to ask, whether that's real estate or menopause.
Right. I know. Yeah, but that's why we have experts in our lives, but they've made it really hard to get a hold of a doctor.
And then not only to get a hold of a doctor, but to have somebody actually care enough to learn more about you.
I got really lucky with my last OB.
Yeah.
And she saved my daughter's life actually. Like
wow.
Actually she did.
Really?
Yeah, and Hallie would tell you, like Hallie would say that but she actually, and literally because I was like, we had started down when Hallie was younger, she had to have surgery, and we had started down one path, and I just went to her and I literally was like, I just don't think this is right. And can you look at this? And she was like, this is wrong. And she sent us to like an adolescent OB and everything was solved. But it was, I got really lucky.
Wow.
And I wish all doctors were that good.
So Anna has her own thing going on, being Down syndrome. She has issues anyways, but she has Hirschsprung's disease, which is a disease of the bowel where you just have a part of the bowel that just didn't work.
Okay,
the peristalsis just stopped right there.
Right.
Which is an issue.
Yeah, and you need that piece to work.
Yeah, and they figured that out right after her heart surgery when she was 3 months old.
Oh my gosh.
So she had that taken out, and then colostomy and all this. But what happened was that even after everything was repaired, she was never regular.
Right.
And so I went to all these doctors and GI specialists.
Yeah.
And so you got to the point when somebody said you need to have more prune juice. I'm like, we're so past the prune juice.
Yeah, I need you to stop talking to me right now. It was the same thing with and as a mom, and you're just like, why? It's so frustrating because you're like, how do I just put myself in front of a person that can help?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so finally, now Anna is 26. I finally found a GI doc here in town, and she says, hey, here's how this works. Here's what you need to do. She says the system does this and this and that, and then you need to do this in order to trigger this. And I'm like, that makes no sense. And then she says, and buy this. But at this point, I'm like, whatever. So we bought this, and
of course, and it works.
Yeah, it works.
So we'll find out what that is, and I'll let you guys know. If anybody's having trouble, right? We're gonna solve all your issues. Don't worry.
Again, I think it's actually a woman thing.
I do too.
I think
we're
wired that way, and I hear so many women saying, "I'm just so stressed." And
right, I think it's all a part. I think it's all, and I think it's all connected. And I think I just think it's time to talk about it. And unfortunately, I don't have the right degree, but I can say, let's talk about it if you have the right degree. So there's that.
Contact Jamie.
No, don't. Oh yeah, unless you want to be on the podcast. Oh yeah, I would love to do that. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, do you have anything you want to tell? If you could tell everybody like about you, like the elevator's about to ding, and you just want to tell people what you want them to know about you, what do you want them to know?
I love Colorado.
Oh, me too.
Love Colorado Springs. If you want to know more about this area, contact me. Super passionate about it.
That's actually true.
And if you have any questions, no matter where you live, if you have any questions about real estate, contact me. I either am able to give you the answer, or I refer you to somebody that can.
That's what's really cool though, is you guys all know people. Like realtors just know, like you all have a friend.
That's
What you
our-
guys do.
That's our business.
It's
we
really-
we have to know.
I should be in the friend knowing business.
Yeah.
I should sell houses. Maybe.
Yeah. We talked about it.
We did, but not right now. Shh. No. Okay. I'm kidding. All right, guys. Have a nice day and watch out for the big yellow chicken. Bye.